All right, everybody, this is Sheets, and this could be the last or one of the last NHL slate previews, just because it's going to go to very few games really soon, turning into more of a showdown slate, which I really have no idea how to play. I'm a little upset that I got involved in this a little late. It would be interesting to see how my process would do over the course of a full season instead of just over the last couple of weeks, where obviously we did really well. But while we still have a couple of games, I am gonna build a lineup and go through my process. Or I'm not gonna build the whole lineup DraftKings. Sorry, just give you an idea of how I would build it. And we're gonna play again. We're gonna play again tonight. So again, I just ran the projections and I ran my models up on the other screen. I'll pull them all over here. And the one thing to keep in mind is that with only 3 games, definitely, you don't have to play like 5 guys from the same team, right? It just becomes a little less likely that you'll get a team that has like kind of a full 4-man stack come through or a 5-man stack come through. But it still makes a little sense to not just go completely one-offs either. So we're going to see where the projections kind of lead us, and we have some pretty good ownership numbers today. So we'll be able to kind of factor that in as well, as a function of me going a little bit, starting a little late. I get more ownership. So the thing is that the first thing I want to do is let's find a cheap goalie. The cheapest goalie on the board is going to be either Binghamton or Saros. So we're gonna throw one of those in for now. Let's throw in Saros just to give ourselves a little bit of some leeway. And we might have to change it if we go to, play guys from Carolina, which, by the way, I'm going to try to avoid playing guys from, skaters against goalies. But if I really need to, I will on a 3-game slate, maybe just get one or something like that. We'll see if there's any real big standout, cheap one-off, which at first glance there does not seem to be. When I look here, it looks as though, those days of having the $3,200 top one-off just kind of are a thing of the past, I guess. I guess the closest thing I could come to is, the cheapest decent one-off. You have this defenseman from Colorado, $4,900. Then you have Graves, also $4,900. Then you have Donski at Colorado, $4,200. So maybe that would be, and Duchesne at $3K. That's not bad. That's pretty decent. But let's just see. We're going to do the same process. We're going to get rid of the goalies for a second. We're just going to see where the correlation mostly is drawn. So like the top players from Boston, then Washington, then Nashville, then Boston again, then Nashville, Colorado. So it looks as though the Colorados, McKinnon's the top guy. So it looks like Colorado would be the top stack if you can get them in. So you would want to play, if you could, Colorado with play McKinnon, Landeskog, and Toews, and then Rantanen, right? Because he's the top guy, and these are all bunched together. And the next best thing I probably want to get is maybe these Nashville guys together. So Forsberg, Josie, Bergeron with Pasternak. And I guess the good thing about the Colorado idea is you could use this Donski for cheap if you can make that work. So let's just now take a look. So down these Washington guys are pretty cheap. But they're way down on the list here. So we did Ovechkin, for example, with, Carlson, Mantha, that type of thing. That'd probably be our third priority. So let's just see, just for fun, if we could jam some of this Colorado stuff in. But the first thing I want to do is I want to see and look at correlation. So I think for now that McKinnon correlates with Makar and at least one of these, Landeskog or Rantanen. Let's just double check that, maybe both. I'm looking off on the side here. So looks like McKinnon's 1-1, Rantanen is 1-1, Makar is 1-1, Landeskog is 1-1, Toews is 1-2. So all those guys somewhat correlate. And the Donski is interesting because Donski is the first power play line. So let's, and I'd like to use the cheap one if possible. So what if we did, and we're going to go back to this in a second. So let's say we did just the power play. So we did Donski, and then let's do them all. Let's do Matt McKinnon, Rantanen, Makar, Landeskog, and Donski, with the idea of we're going to have to get rid of one of them. So let's just take a look and see what that looks like. So, and again, might not be able to afford any of this. So McKinnon, Landeskog, Rantanen. Let's put Landeskog back up here. I know a hockey expert is saying, "Oh, poor Sheets. He like thinks he's going to be able to get all these guys in. What the hell does he know?" So, put in Makar, Toes, and where's Delonsky? Even his name? Donski. Okay. So we're not going to play all these guys. Obviously, we don't have enough money. But what if we just played some of them? Okay. What if we got rid of some of them? Where are we at? So let's only play guys on the first power play line. So Toes is going to be gone. Let's get rid of Toes. But he's 4,900. All right, so let's get rid of Toes. Now, can we play all these guys together? Well, I mean, if you wanted to play all $2,700 guys next, can you do that? I mean, let's take a look and might as well see. Are any good 2,700 guys? No, it doesn't look like it. Didn't hurt to look though, right? I got a 2,600 guy, 2,800 guy maybe, but not really. You have to find a couple of them. So you're not going to be able to play all of these. So who's going to be the first candidate for expulsion here? Well, do we want to make that determination based on correlation, ownership, or price, which is both? So first thing is, well, let's look at Makar, for example. If we got rid of Makar, does that really help us? Now it'd be 3,650, and now we would need 2 defensemen. Okay, so let's take a look and see. I do recall there being a defenseman idea within this that made some sense. So Graves from Colorado too. He's only 4,200. But then this Duchesne at 3K is looking to be something we're going to want a piece of if we want to save money, right? So what is Duchesne? Is he on like the 8th line or something like that? Why is he 3K? Or do we not even care? You know, we probably don't care. But just for kicks, see where he is. So Duchesne is, I can't even find him. Let me just see where Washington. I remember playing him before though. Why can't I find? Oh, because he's listed down here. Oh, he's on Nashville. Duh, no wonder. I can't find him. Duchesne. Okay. He's on the 3rd line, the 2nd power play line. Oh goodness. All right. Well, that's what you get, right? All right. So let's just say I did that. Does that help me? See, all this is in the name of getting in these Colorado guys. But let's say instead of doing that, let's just pick one of these 2 dudes, Landeskog or Rantanen. There's no way to separate them any other way. And you know what? Let's not give up yet. I'm still digging. Still digging to make this work. See, Aho, we were never going to be able to afford, but this Duchesne character. So who else on this? We should probably correlate somewhat, but you know, we don't really care at that price, right? He could just be a 3K one-off, then maybe get 0, and we still are okay. But still, we're at 3,800. Now, who was that other defenseman that I said was 4,200? That Colorado guy. Looked like it was, well, we had Toes with 4,900, but the Graves. He's on the second line, but not the power play line. Is that worth it? Maybe. I still would love to find the extra 700 to get up to Toes, for example. Let's just do this again. Makar is not going to get there. We're not going to be able to get him. If we go to Toes, how much do we have left? $33.50 a man for a goalie, for a defense, and a utility. Now, I can't fill this in, but I'll tell you this right now. If I now look at my board and I could find that, I'm going to make this happen. But a 5-man on a 3-game slate, isn't that asking for it? It might be. At least I know what I'm rooting for. So let's see. Defenseman and a utility at 3,300 each. Let's see. Found a defenseman. And the utilities are very difficult here. Yeah, it just doesn't look like it's going to work. I can get a 3,400. There's a 3,400 and then a 36. Is that good enough? What do I have left? Ooh, a 34. Then I'll need just a 3,300. Well, I can't play Carolina though because I have this. I'm going to dig a little more. It's going to dig. And again, if you dig a third time and you can't find anything, it's probably need to rebuild. Well, the first thing I would say is that we don't need to have Soros, right? You don't have to have this. You can go to the other guy. Who would say Bennington? You can't do that because you have this Colorado guy. So it's got to be one of these. So the goalie is going to have to be Soros, which means we can't play Carolinas unless we want to play opposite ends of the spectrum, which we don't want to do. So let's get rid of Toes. We'll play 4 of these. Ooh, who played on that Nashville line that we talked about? Who plays along with Duchesne on the second power play line? Let us take a look. Nashville. Duchesne, 3-2. Jamrock. I remember him. He's cheap. He's not a defenseman. But if I'm going to play this clown, if I'm going to play the Jamcroc, does we even spell it? 30. Where'd he go? Jarn. Jar, sorry. Now 2 defensemen to 4,100 each. I seem to recall us being able to do that. Why do I seem to recall us being able to do that? We can't find 2 defensemen to add up to 8,300. We really can't. I think we can. I think I just saw it. Oh. Uh-oh, this is not good because I think I just found someone from that game. Yep. Somebody from the Nashville game at defense on the second power play line. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we might have found us something. Play him. Then you can make this work. And I think that's what we're going to do. So we get to play all the Colorados, and we got to gamble with these Nashvilles. But it all correlates so sweet. You get Nashville, power play 2. Oh, I like it. I think I like it. All right, let's say you don't want to do that. We'll do one more build. Let's say you don't want to play Colorado, and you saw how much we struggled to make that work. Is there anything else I want to do? Then there'd be Boston, right? There'd be, or Washington. But the only good Washingtons we saw were up at the top. So Pasternak and Bergeron and Marchand. Is it any easier with those guys? Well, we'll try it. Bergeron, Pasternak. Well, you would think that it would be easier, right? Because they're cheaper than those Colorado guys. So let's see if we can't build an easier lineup with these dudes. Then can you play Carolina? Can you play Aho, Svechnikov together and Niederreiter? I'm trying these names out like I really know who they are. Let's take a look at the correlation first. Svechnikov 1-1. Aho 1-1. It's those two, and who's the other guy? Niederreiter. He is 1-2, but that's close enough. So let's just see. Let's see what that looks like. Probably too expensive. I'm just guessing. Let's just see. We want Aho. Yeah. Svechnikov. Let's just say we put a goalie in. Back to the, let's say we put Binnington here. Yeah, it's not going to work. Then you're 2,900 a man. So you're not able to do that. You could go back to the Washington, though, right? Before we go back, not the Washington, the Nashville, but let's just go back and see what else we're missing. So Carolina. Can't go with Boston. You really can't do Boston with anything except for those Nashvilles, but just to see how that looks. Nashville again, we're going to go back to the what was his name? Duchesne. Thing is, you might not even have to go this bad, be this bad with these guys. Like with these guys, you might be able to play more reasonable Nashvilles. Who is that we looked at again? There's Duchesne, Forsberg, and Josie. Maybe you can get to that. Can you get to Forsberg, Josie? Probably not. Nope. So it's another question. Do you want to do those same Nashville guys that we talked about before? So the thing is, I do like the Colorado defensive options more than the Boston options, which is why I think I'm going to end up with the Colorados, my main guys. So it's going to be Colorado, maybe some Nashville warm-up fill-ins. Is there anything else? I guess not. I guess I didn't spend that much time trying to get that Carolina in, but I don't think there's much of a need. All right, I guess that's it. Hopefully that gave you some idea of what you could do tonight on the slate. Good luck to everybody. This is the last slate that we do. I hope you guys made money off it. I'm definitely going to do more next year.